us in Lusaka at UTH and Charleston. Contact us on the number 0976 161213. That is 0976 161213. Or contact us via our 24/7 hotline on 0975 442107. We also have branches in Monze, Luansha, Chongwe, and Livingston. Horizon Funeral Services. Come for affordable and quality services.
Thank you for waiting, ladies and gentlemen. We've invited first.
It's almost here. Your gateway to the north is loading in preparation for those wanting to explore the region. That's right, Kasama Airport has been upgraded and will soon be opening its doors to travelers. Explore Kasama through your gateway to possibilities. Zambia Airports Corporation Limited. Keep flying.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960 747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The Happy World of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is 5FM Main News. The headlines. Women aspiring to contest for political leadership positions in the 2026 general elections urged to start preparing. The Zambia Social Forum has called for active youth participation in government. Niger junta says ousted President Muhammad Bazoum tried to escape. This news bulletin is also streaming live on the 5FM Facebook page and YouTube channel. And now with the news in detail, Herbert Mutavi. The Zambia National Women's Lobby has called on all women who wish to contest for political leadership positions in the 2026 general elections to start preparations now. Organization National Board Chairperson Ades Ngambi says especially women candidates who contested in the 2021 general elections but were not successful are encouraged to consider recontesting as they now have the experience that will put them at an advantage in the coming election. She has urged the women who wish to contest in presidential, parliamentary, and local government elections in 2026 but do not have the necessary qualifications such as grade 12 certificate to quickly register to sit for the General Certificate in Education GCE examination. Mrs. Ngambi has encouraged women with leadership aspirations who are not affiliated to to any political party to identify a political party whose ideals match their leadership objectives.
We further wish to encourage women with leadership aspirations who are not affiliated to any political party to identify or to start making themselves visible, because most political parties require that you have been with them for 2 years. However, women should not take it as a given. Women need to be well positioned for adoption by working hard and demonstrating commitment to the particular political party or just to themselves and the constituent.
Inspector General of Police Grafael Musamba says a well-informed and educated police officer has an elevated understanding of society, which positions him or her better to win the fight against crime. Mr. Musamba, who is also the chairperson of the Southern Africa Regional Police Chiefs Cooperation Organization, SAPCO, said this during the 4th graduation of police officers at the SAPCO Center of Excellence in Harare, Republic of Zimbabwe. In a speech read on his behalf by the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations, Miuna Muyambango, the police chief, said that the SADC region was facing a threat of transnational organized crimes where criminals have become more adept and sophisticated while transcending national boundaries. He added that the threat was real and more difficult when faced from an individual country approach. The SAPCO chairperson said transnational organized crimes call for regional concerted efforts at all levels, as perpetrators of cross-border crimes seem to be well organized and have acquired sophisticated methods. He urged the 20 police officers, who included 11 females, to put to best use the knowledge and skills they had acquired during their time at the School of Excellence. He emphasized that the formation of the SAPCO Center of Excellence was after a realization of the importance of regionally shared knowledge systems that make the SADC region prepared to fight crime. And speaking earlier, the same function, SAPCO Center of Excellence interim principal Ndada Konashe Shava said that the 20 police officers were well equipped with the knowledge and tools to effectively assist their countries in combating cross-border crimes. The Regional Center of Excellence, which is based at the Interpol Regional Bureau in Harare, offers a one-year diploma course in strategic management and leadership. So far, 90 police officers have graduated from the academy since its inception. The Zambia Social Forum has held its 11th edition of the National Social Forum under the theme Building a Sustainable Future Through Stewardship and Inclusive Governance. Actively engage in matters related to governance. Speaking during the annual event held in Osaka today, Zambia Social Forum guardian Sarah Longwe, a prominent gender activist, encouraged the young people to speak out and make demands regarding their needs, emphasizing the importance of taking action. They emphasized that young people should proactively voice their needs to those responsible for managing the nation's affairs, as this is essential for achieving inclusive and sustainable development in the country.
Sustainable future through stewardship and inclusive governance. Stewardship is giving everything to the Boma. And the Boma is engaged. No, Boma is us who elected them. They used our money, our tax money, to build all these buildings. One of them is here, which we are using. If we don't take part in stewardship way, doing something, demanding, saying what we want, God gave us voices.
And ZAMSOF National Coordinator Geshom Kawaso stated that the organization established in 2003 and primarily working on grassroots communities, maintains a steadfast commitment to establishing a platform for people to express their concerns about social issues with the ultimate goal to promote inclusive and sustainable governance. Mr. Kabaso underscored the organization's stance to facilitate the active participation of the public in addressing crucial developmental issues, among them climate change, debt, poverty, inequality, and healthcare, in order to find effective solutions to challenges within these areas.
It only works with the grassroots from different communities across Zambia. Zambia Social Forum, it represents many of the sectors, not only here at Southern African region. We are working with Southern African People Solidarity Network. We are also representing the Zambian civil society on this developed country. So one of the things that we are trying to do under the 11th National Edition of Zambia Social Forum, we are trying to create a space for the masses to articulate issues and how can the masses contribute to sustainable, inclusive governance in terms of governance of the climate change, governance of the debt, governance of the poverty.
Meanwhile, Lusaka City Council Mayor Chilando Chitangala has pointed out that the local authority remains steadfast to tackle issues related to inequality, poverty, and social exclusion, and to promote greater participation and representation in government and decision-making processes, particularly for marginalized communities. And Zambia Council for Social Development Board Chairperson Jacob Makambwe underscored the importance of supporting and facilitating initiatives such as decentralization, ensuring that they align with the needs and aspirations of communities.
Today we convene in the spirit of unity and collaboration, guided by the vision of a more prosperous and inclusive Zambia. Engagement of citizens, civic leaders, and organizations, all of whom are in shaping the future of our nation. The initiatives and projects we are embarking on, including the Transformative Beyond the Numbers project, which is a project that brings the budget closer to the people. It's actually a reflect or shared commitment to empowering communities and promoting accountability in governance.
The King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, through the Royal Embassy of Saudi Arabia, has donated 25 metric tons of dates to the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit as support to the humanitarian relief interventions in Zambia. Speaking when he handed over the donation today, Royal Embassy of Saudi Arabia Ambassador Ali Saad Al-Katani said the donation is a contribution towards the easing and suffering of the people affected by natural disasters in the country. The ambassador says that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is keen to support the interest of the Zambians and the government to improve the services provided to the citizens.
This is not the first time that the kingdom has donated relief and government of relief aid to the government of the Republic of Zambia, but rather a continuation the kingdom's support towards the Zambia people. My participation in the National Disaster Management meeting in July is evidence that the kingdom is keen to everything that supports and serves the interests of the Zambian people.
And receiving the donation, DMMU National Coordinator Gabriel Pollen says that the donation of the 25 metric tons will strengthen DMMU's capacity to respond effectively to disasters through the provision of food to the vulnerable population in Zambia. Dr. Pollen says efforts in disaster management need to also go beyond supporting disaster response, but also building resilience in communities at risk, enhancing preparedness, and investing in early warning for early action.
I wish to extend our utmost gratitude at the Government of the Republic of Zambia to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the continued cooperation and support in assisting the most vulnerable segments of our society. And in doing that, I also wish to urge the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to continue on its effort in humanitarian assistance, but also to help the government build capacities in terms of resilience for these communities that continue to face the adverse impact of the weather due to climate change.
In other news trending this evening, Home Affairs and Internal Security Minister Jack Mwimbu has revealed that the Zambia Police Service is working on introducing enhanced community policing where identified members of the community will be used in fighting crime. The Lusaka City Council has called on Lusaka residents to keep their home. Up next, business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry. Business to keep you informed about business.
Green Economy and Environment Minister Collins Nzovu has assured government support to the private sector through formulation of relevant pieces of legislation and policies that will encourage environmental sustainability. Speaking during the launch of Toyota hybrid electric vehicles by Sifao Motors Zambia last evening, Mr. Nzovu says that the introduction of the Toyota and RAV4 hybrid electric vehicles with lower carbon emissions and reduced carbon footprint is a step in the right direction towards achieving, which is proof of the company's dedication to sustainability and a positive contribution to the preservation of the environment for future generation. Mr. Nzovu has further expressed delight that the Minister of Finance and National Planning, Dr. Stumbeko Musokotwani, in his budget speech for 2024 has provided tax incentives for hybrid electric vehicles. The minister has further urged other motor dealers to emulate this initiative and consider supplying hybrid electric vehicles for the masses.
The reduced carbon footprint is a step in the right direction towards achieving environmental sustainability and a green agenda. I would therefore like to express my gratitude to Sifao Motors Zambia Green Economy. This launch is proof of their dedication to sustainability and a positive contribution to the preservation of our environment for future generations.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In foreign news, the military government in Niger says it has foiled an attempt by the deposed former president, Mohamed Bazoum, to escape from custody. The former president attempted to flee in the night with his family, cooks, and security, a military spokesman said. There were plans for the group to fly out on helicopters, but the plan was foiled, he added. Mr. Bazoum's lawyers have called for his immediate release, saying his detention is illegal. Here's a roundup from the BBC.
The UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has appealed for dozens of trucks on the Egyptian border to be allowed into Gaza immediately to deliver essential supplies of food, water and medicine. In an impassioned speech at the Rafah crossing, Mr. Guterres described the lorries as a matter of life and death for the beleaguered civilians in Gaza. He said sustained deliveries were vital. Hamas health officials in Gaza say more than 4,100 people have now been killed in continuing Israeli bombardments. Over 1,400 people died in Israel Israel in the extremist attacks that sparked Israel's retaliation. The Israeli military says it's evacuating all residents of the northern city of Kiryat Shmona as clashes continue with Hezbollah fighters across the border with Lebanon. The city has a population of about 20,000, though many have already left amid Hezbollah rocket and missile attacks. 4 women have been killed and 13 other people injured in a crowd crush outside a stadium in western Kenya due to host National Day celebrations. Police said panic broke out among those waiting to enter early in the morning when a stall holder spilled tea and the steam was mistaken for tear gas.
In sports news, Liverpool left-back Andrew Robertson is to have an operation on the shoulder he injured while playing for Scotland, says Reds manager Jurgen Klopp. He was hit in a challenge with Spain keeper Unai Simon during 12th October's Euro 2024 qualifying defeat and left the pitch cradling his arm in a shirt. The decision we go towards is a surgery, said Klopp, whose side face Everton on Saturday. Up next, the evening weather report. Stay tuned.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Northwestern, Copperbelt, Luapula, Northern and Central provinces. The evening will be partly cloudy, windy at times, and warm to hot with isolated rain and thunder, especially over Copperbelt, Northwestern and Luapula provinces. Western, Southern and Lusaka provinces, the evening we will have few clouds, windy at times, and warm. Ends the weather report for the evening.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
That item brings us to the end of the main news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. Women aspiring to contest for political leadership positions in the 2026 elections urged to start preparing now. The Zambia Social Forum has called for active youth participation in governance. Niger junta says ousted President Mohamed Bazoum tried to escape. For more news, follow us on Facebook at 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Herbert Mutavi.